So if you want to create any image, click on node and search for a image you want to create. Fortigate. See, we are using 7.0.8 in this environment. Let me show you. Okay, 7.0.8 we are using for our labs. So just click on Fortinet 0.8 down and save it. You will be having a image. Then we want one router. We are using ILO router layer 3. Got a router. Then you can how to reimage. If you want to rename this particular product, just edit it and give it a name. Branch router. Save this. And for a switch, we are using a VIOS switch. We can give a name to switch, core switch. Save this. So simple. You can connect as per topology. Connect the ports. Port 2 connecting to a router on a 0/0. They see. Choose the interface from a Fortinet. Choose the interface from a branch router. Choose an interface and connected. Then from a firewall to core switch, we need to connect port 4 and gig 0. Choose the interface from a Fortinet port 4. On core switch, we are using a gig 0. Okay, so that's how you can do connectivity. And for computers, we are using a VPC as per now. Virtual PCs. How many nodes we need? We need 2 nodes. Names we can give it later. Okay, we can edit it and give names as we want. So that's all. Then for a management purpose, we are using management cloud. Okay, you can connect a management cloud to firewall for a internet port 1. Okay, see, this all topology I already have, so I'll remove this whatever I don't want. This was just to showcase you. Once you just do a connections to all the networks, all the products in your lab, start a lab one by one. First we'll do a configuration of our core switch. We start a core switch and start a branch router. Meantime a branch router starts, we'll open a core switch. So what is a core switch? See, I already gave on a core switch we need to give VLAN 5, VLAN 10 and VLAN 20, and these are the gateway IPs for a core switch. Let me show you a configuration of a core switch which I already have. Device configs, core switch, and the branch router. Okay, so on a switch what we are going to do, we are going to configure a VLAN. VLAN 5 will be connecting to branch side, so we are firewall side, so we are giving firewall. VLAN 10 for VLAN 10 users, VLAN 20 for VLAN 20 users. Then as per topology, 1 minute, VLAN 5 should be having this particular IP. VLAN 10 should be having 10.24, 20 should be 20.24. Then on core switch, gig 0/0 access VLAN 5 because it is connecting to firewall, and firewall side we have given VLAN 5. And VLAN gig 0/1 will be VLAN 10. So we are giving a VLAN 10 interface and VLAN 20 interface, vice versa. It is nothing but just access ports configuration. And then we have one IP route configured towards a firewall. If you see, firewall port 1 minute. If you see, firewall port 4 is connecting to our switch, and port 4 we are given 5.1 IP. So I am doing a default route from a switch to firewall for a internet access. Okay, hope am I audible to everyone. Okay, this is my switch configuration. I already have it. As per now, I am not giving any password or anything on a switch because we are not going to do much things on a switch. Our focus will be mostly on firewall, right? Okay, I just copied from a notepad and pasted in a switch. Okay, VLANs came up. Okay, once you have switch configuration, just check show VLAN brief. We have 3 VLANs as per our topology. You can check anytime. Gig 0 should be part of VLAN 5. Gig 1 should be part of VLAN 10. Gig 2 should be part of VLAN 20. Okay. So IP route. We have one default route towards a firewall. Okay. Just save this configuration. Okay. We are good with the switch now. Now next part is we need to configure a router. On a router, as of now, what we are doing, we are just doing one interface and one loopback interface. So this is my router configuration. We are just configuring one interface connected to firewall, then one interface for loopback testing. Okay. Show IP interface brief. We have one interface, then one loopback interface. Okay. Save this router configuration. So as per topology, see, you know what is a topology for initial labs now. Router and switch configuration we have done. Now the part is to do firewall initial CLI and management configuration. See, in my lab, I am using a port 1 for management, and I am connecting to management cloud. See, in my environment, I have this particular IP for my LAN side or my laptop side. Let me show you on my lab environment what is my device IP. See, for my interface, my this particular interface from where I am accessing this EVNG, this is my IP. So for a FortiGate firewall, I need to give a IP from a same range. Suppose my laptop IP is 10.0.0.222. So I need to give the firewall IP in the same range. Either I can give 221 or 0.10 also I can give, but it should not be like a 10.0.1 dot. It should be 0 dot only. If suppose in your environment, if you are having your laptop IP 192.168.1.100, you give a firewall IP also in the same range 1.x something like 5 to 254 or 2 to 254, anything you can give, but to make sure your laptop and your firewall management IP is in the same series, or else you'll not be able to ping a firewall or you'll not be able to take access. Okay, so let's start now. Now we are going to do firewall management IP with management access CLI with the port 1. Let me power on. Let me show you. I already have lab guide prepared for you for this particular labs. See, whenever you do any labs, that particular day lab guide I'll share with you. At the end of this session, I'll share, end of this course, I'll share the total lab guide, merged everything. Okay. So if you see, initial CLI credentials will be, username will be admin. There is no password. There is no initial password. Just type username and enter without a password and change a password. Whenever you type admin, just type enter, and you will be asked to change a password and give a password as per your requirement. Then we will be using a port 1 for management as well as the internet access in our lab environment. So to do the CLI configuration for interfaces, this is a command: config system interface, then edit. What port number you are going to edit, that port number. See, by default, the port 1 will be in a DSCP in a fortigate. So if you are giving a static IP, you change it to static. See, if you are in your environment, if you have a DSCP, you can make it to DSCP. That is not an issue. If you don't have a DSCP server or DSCP network, I usually choose a static because I don't use a DSCP in my lab. Okay, and then just give a IP, whatever IP you want to give. After giving a IP, you need to allow certain access. Like what type of access you want to allow. HTTPS, HTTP also you need to allow in this particular lab, but in real time you don't need to allow HTTP. Then you need to allow SSH and Telnet. The image also you will get to know what to do, how to do. Okay, see, just once you do this, config system interface, edit port 1, set mode static, set IP, then set allow access, then click on end. Let's see, first we'll do it now. Any questions? Yeah, it is recording. It is recording, don't worry. Here, you see 13 minutes, 14 minutes. See, whenever I ask admin, let me wipe this firewall first to show you how it looks. Wipe. Yeah, Daniel, you have any question?
A question I want to ask you, yeah?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so can you open that topology again? Can you open the topology again?
You want to open a topology? Yeah.
Just want to ask you, yeah. So because the FortiGate is configured by default is using NAT mode, right? So that means you need to turn off NAT because your managed network already have NAT configured, right? So that means on the FortiNet you should disable NATing because and then you need to include on the not subnets, only subnet on the real router connect to internet to NAT those address
No,
for
see,
them to go to
Daniel,
internet. Yeah.
you are confused with the
So,
NAT
for
and
example, I want the end computer to connect to internet as well because, for example, I run Windows update, for example, like the end user end computer.
no,
I
don't
need to.
don't get confused with the NAT mode and the NAT configuration. Okay,
I'm not
NAT.
confused. What I'm saying is What I'm saying is the end user, the end computer attached it and after the switch, connect to the switch. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's why I think maybe it's best not to net it, double net it because it causes issue, you know. But when you net it, it causes routing issue, you know. That's why I cannot ping the if ng server. That's another downside to double netting. That's why I don't want to net internal networks. I rather net on the core on the physical network. So that way it's the only thing that they connect the internet. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll show you, not an
That's the
issue.
whole that's the whole point behind doing that. That's the whole point because I couldn't ping the if ng server
Okay,
from the end computer. Yeah.
no issue. Yeah. So that's how when we start a firewall, we just need to give admin and there is no password initially. Click, just give a new password, whatever you want. Okay. Now let's see what is default configuration. Port 1. See, by default, port 1 has a mode with the DSCP. So in my environment, I am going to change the port to static. Config system interface, edit port 1, set mode static. Whenever you want to give static IP, first you need to give a set mode static, or else if you give set IP, there is no, it will not take. Let's see what 10.0.0.223/24. See, can't change dynamic IP. So first we'll give set mode static, then let's give same command. It took. Then we need to give set allow access, https, http, ping, ssh, and telnet. Okay, that's it. And now again see what is the IP of a particular interface. So system interface port 1. So this is the system IP now. Let me try to ping my execute ping 10.0.0.222. Vice versa I will try 10.0.223. Okay, I am able to ping now. Let's see now.
Sorry, can I ask a quick question? Is it okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so in Cisco router, if you're on config mode and trying to do a run command and config mode, like a pin command, you need to do space the command, right? In on a FortiGate, if you're on a config mode on the system interface or whatever else, without exiting to the the root mode or something
Usually,
like that,
no. In
is there like a equivalent command in FortiGate you can do that without exiting
I
to
never
the
tried
end?
that. Usually, when we need to do FortiGate ping or something, we need to come out and we need to
For
give
example,
execute
yeah,
ping.
for example, yeah.
Yeah, I never tried that thing.
Is there a command in
We'll log into a GUI now. Soon as you log into a GUI, you will get a setup wizard. You can go with a setup wizard, or you can click on a later. The host name I'll give like lab firewall. Dashboard as of now, let's don't do any changes. Firmware upgrade, we are not going to do anything. Don't want to show that again. Okay. So this is your initial dashboard looks like. So we'll go to a network. For a interface configuration, you need to go to a network and go to interfaces. Okay.
sorry, with this version 7, it's got a 15-day eval license, yeah, correct? 15-day
Sorry.
eval license. With this version 7, it has 15-day eval license, yeah, correct? The FortiGate
Any
has a 15-day eval license.
see
Sorry?
7.0.8 which I gave a image.
Yeah,
You can do it 15
yeah,
days
it's
and
got
you
15.
need to go again and reinstall a
That's correct.
firewall. Yeah.
It's got 15-day license, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
And
Not
also,
full,
is the
not full
license full
license.
feature or
Not
sorry?
not UTM features. Only testing purpose. It is not having a full license.
Or
No.
partially license, not full license.
FortiGate in Palo Alto won't give a full licenses. Okay. for lab entry.
Even 15 day, it doesn't give you full license, only partial license.
Hmm.
That means the next generation feature like the
That is not
what's it
possible.
called? It won't work. Yeah, it won't work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
we are going to do now port 2 configuration. Port 2 is having this IP. Okay. Shell port 2 configuration. Let's click on edit. Just go to lab guide and you can see what all things I gave for a port 2. Interfaces configuration. On a port 2, we are giving a alias as a branch interface. Then role as a WAN.
Sorry, did you send us the lab guy like a PDF
Not
format? Did
yet.
you send us the lab?
With every class ends, I will share your PDF guide.
Yeah, 'cause we need the lab guy to set up the lab. Yeah.
I will share with every class. Today's class, I
Okay.
will share
So
you today's lab guide.
okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we just did the manual IP configuration and we'll allow only ping on this particular interface. Comment if you want, you can give any comment. As of now, I am keeping it as a blank. After port 2, as this is virtual environment, sometimes we get this error. Just to reload. Okay. Got the branch 2 configuration. Then we'll go for port 4. Port 4 is connected to LAN side. Some issue with this connections actually. Okay. For a branch, what we are giving alias LAN interface and role is LAN. Role would be LAN role. Then branch IP 192.168.5.1/24. That's the IP we are using for the branch 5.1/24. Okay. That's all. Click on OK. Okay. For branch and LAN, we gave alias, so we are seeing here a name branch and LAN. For port 1, we did not give any alias from a CLI, so we are not able to see. We'll give it as a WAN interface. Change the role to WAN. Okay, just save this. Now we have all three interfaces configured: branch interface, LAN interface, and WAN interface. And one is admin user. So what happens for a normal user and admin users, and what are the differences? See, normal user can be used when you are using a VPN and you don't have any AD server or any LDAP server and you want to fortigate to use a user database. So normal user can be used in that type of scenario for a VPN. In same scenario, you don't have LDAP or anything, you want to use a captive portal. See, in simple terms, if you want a user name to be called in security policies, you need to create a normal user. Admin user will be created for a firewall administrative access. To manage a firewall, we need to create an admin user. So we will do a admin user configuration, administrator of a firewall. So In administrator of a firewall we have multiple things. See, for firewall administrator we can create a roles for admin. Okay, admin profiles we call it. So we can create multiple profiles and assign each profile to each particular admin. It can be only read access, it can be half, some scenarios it can be read and write. In some scenarios it is only read. See, when I say read and write, for the security policies he has access to modify. Okay, policy, but for a interface changes he is not allowed to do any interface configuration. Interface configuration is not allowed, but security policies modification he can do. This type of roles we can create. Then we have another thing, he is only allowed to see particular tabs, which see, there is nothing, no term actually. Read write, read access and write access is there. We can give only particular read access. I can say particular tabs he can see in a firewall. Suppose in our dashboard we have multiple tabs, right? We have interface tab, then we have policies, we have security profiles, we have many tabs in our dashboard, right? In our GUI. So what tabs he can see, we can give that particular roles for particular profile in a admin profile, admin users. But for normal users, we don't have any such things. We just need to create a username and password. That's it. Okay. Any questions? Any questions, anyone? Or we'll move to lab for this. Okay, so we'll do first normal user creation, how to do that. Then we'll go for admin profiles. To do a user creation, just go to users and authentications, user definitions. Create a new local user. If you have a remote radius or TechX, you can do that. But as of now, we don't have any LDAP or anything in our environment. What is a username? In my scenario, I'll give like lab user. We'll give username and password. If you have any two-factor authentications, you can give Forti token or Forti cloud something, but we don't have, so let's disable that. If we want to add this particular user to particular group, we can do that. I'll show you. First we'll create a user. Now we created a lab user. Let's create a group first. Group we give it as a LAN users. Then whatever user we created, we can add it to particular group from a group as well, and while we are creating a user, we can add to a group as well. Let me show you how to do that. Lab user 2. Okay, user group part of, it will show here a group LAN users. Okay, if you go to LAN users, 2 users are part of LAN users now. So this particular group or this particular user also you can call it in a security policy. Okay, this is a use of lab users. Then we have like LDAP user, radius user, 40 tokens, authentications, that are when we have LDAP and all we can do. After that we have admin profiles or administrative users. First let me create one admin user for you, then we'll go for admin profiles. Whenever you want to create an admin user, click on administrator, give it like lab admin, password, Okay, admin profiles we need to select. Here we'll give a super admin. Okay, okay, we created a lab admin now. Let me log in from admin and log into a new user. I don't want to do anything. Okay, if we have a super admin, you will have all access. For a super admin, you have like everything what admin is having. You see, admin and super admin profiles are same. Administrator. Loads slowly. So if you see admin profile is a super admin and what we created is also super admin. So both will have a same access. So in this lab, what we are going to do, we are going to create a three profiles. One, we are going to create three users first. The name itself will give read only. Read will give, then will give write, then will give specific. Under read, for all tabs, we'll give him a read access. Okay. For a write, we already created like lab user. For everything, we as will create still one particular profile, write access. For a specific, what we are going to do, let's decide. We'll give him particular tab access. Assume we'll give him access to security policies. We'll give him access to security policies, but will not give him access to this interface configurations in a network tab. Then he doesn't have access to do any user authentication or system access also. So we will just give him access to security policies. For this, even we'll create a three profiles with the same name. Okay, read, write, and specific profiles. First, we'll create a profiles system admin profiles. Under a write profile, we'll give everything as a write. Okay, okay, everything we gave it as a write. Then we'll create one profile which is read only. We just give everything as a read. Then we'll create one more profile which is specific. Okay, specific. So what we are going to do, we are going to give him security policies access, right? Policies, he has a read and write access, and under policies we have addresses. Read and write access will give. Services will give read and write access. Schedules will give read only. For others, we don't give anything to him. Any other thing? See, you want to give him any other access? Nothing. We don't give any other access to him. Okay. Security users, network also we don't give him. Let's give network as a read only access. We don't give him a write access for a network. Specifications under network configuration, read access will give. Packet capture will give write access. Routing configuration we don't want to give him. Okay. We created specific profiles. Any questions? Anyone? Yeah, I will show you how to do a labs with a zone in upcoming classes. See here, initially we are doing a basic labs, so zones labs will show you in upcoming classes. No issue. We are going with administration now. Create a new. First, we'll whatever lab admin we created. Let me log into admin first. Okay, new private window. Okay, go to system administrator. This lab admin will change the profile to right access. Is this right? Okay. Then we'll create two more users. We'll do testing with this particular browser administrator, which is read access. Okay. The name we are giving read. Give a password. Profile what we are going to give. Read only profile we are going to give for this. See, this happens in my lab environment. Like firewall is not responding frequently, but it will not happen in your labs. I use the cloud devices usually. Then we'll give specific profile will be specific profile. Okay. So we created one lab admin which is having write access, one read user which is having read access, one specific which is having specific profile. First, we already tried with lab admin, but still we'll try with our profile created. Now we change the profile, right? Don't show again. Okay. So for this particular profile, 1 minute, hold on. Okay. So do we have a network interfaces configuration? Can I do any changes in the network interface? Yeah, I can do any changes. Okay. Do I have a option to do static routes? Create new. Yeah, I have option for static routes also. Do I have access for policies and objects? Can I create any other addresses objects? I can do, right? So this how lab admin has a full access. Do we have access to create new users? Users definition. Yeah, we have option, right? Next. Let's try with the read only user now. We can set up optimal. So whenever you create a new user and trying to log in, you will get this begin setup every time. So with this read access, what all we have under network. See, we don't have option to do any edit here, okay? And we don't have option to do create. With this read user and with write user, you can see a difference. Let me show you under networks. You have option to do create and edit, but with the read user, sorry, but with the read user, you don't have option to do create or edit or anything. Okay, you if you go to static routes, you don't have option to do create a new routes, but you can read everything whatever is there in configuration, like what is the interface IPs you can read. If you have any security policies, you can read the policies also. And you can do like if traffic is flowing or not flowing via logs, you can check that also. For read users, you have log access, but you cannot do any modifications in a read user. Logout. Now we do for specific. Let's see specific. What is a username? Administrators. Specific. Okay. Okay. See, if with the specific, we have access to specific things. Under interfaces, we don't have access to write. Under policies, we have access to write. Under addresses, we have option to write. But under services, we have option. Schedules, we gave only read only access. If you see, for a specific profile, what we gave actually. Edit under like 1 minute. Under policies, for schedules, we gave only read access. So for schedules, we are getting only read access. Let me change it to like networks. Will completely remove networks from this particular profile. Okay, none. Just give it a none. Click here. Okay. Now I need to do a login again. Yeah, we just refresh and the networks tab is also gone from this particular user. Okay. Any questions? You cannot allow everyone to access a firewall from a internet. So in this type of scenarios, what we can do, we can allow firewall access to particular specific IP. Even within a LAN, we don't want everyone or any LAN user to access our firewall for a management purpose. We want only specific IT engineers or security engineers to access a firewall for a management purpose. So we can do IP restrictions for specific IPs on firewall. So how we can do whatever users we create. And you have certain things like what is the condition in fortigate. Sorry. See, you have three users now. User 1, 2, 3. All the three users have different restricted IPs. Okay, it is not like globally configured restricted IP address. User 1 may have IP allowed from 10.1, but user 2 will be having this IP blocked. User 3 will be having allowed. User 1 will be having like 20.1 IP blocked. User 2 is having, user 3 is having. Each user has a separate IP block options in a FortiGate. Okay. Any questions? We are going for a lab. Okay. Okay, then let's see now. First, we are not going any changes for admin profile, but we'll go for super admin changes. So what I will do in my environment, I have two lab PCs. One computer IP is what is IP config? I have 222, and another PC IP is sorry. What is this PC IP? Let me see. Okay, 221. First, I will restrict access to 221. Let me check if we are able to access before restrictions. Okay, now let me try to log in lab admin. Okay, I'm able to log in from 221 IP. Okay, so let me try to restrict access to 221 first for a lab admin user. So how you can do that? You created administrators under a lab admin. You have apps option restrict to login to trusted hosts. Okay, I will add only particular trusted host, which is my computer /32. Okay, this is my computer IP. Okay, now I will try to log in again. Sorry, lab admin. Authentication failed. So do we get any alerts or anything on a firewall? Logs and report. Events, system events. Admin lab admin login failed. But why it failed? Let's extract. Because of a blocked IP address. Sorry, yeah, sorry. Expand this. Admin login failed. Reason IP blocked. Okay. Now how we try to access? We get the option HTTP access from a user. Now same thing we'll try from a SSH to see if SSH is also blocked or allowed. See if putty is available. Putty 10.0.0.223 via SSH. Lab admin. Remote site unexpected did close the network. Let's see if any other logs we got. Lab user failed. This time same lab admin IP blocked. But this time we got via SSH. This IP blocked. Now what we'll do for the same user, we will allow from that particular machine which is blocked. What is the machine IP? 212, but we will allow from this and block from our computer now and see if it works. First let me go for a system administrator, lab admin, allow from 212. Okay, I need to block. Okay, we are doing for lab admin, so no need to worry. Now let me try to allow from 212. First we'll try SSH. We are getting an option to type a password. We are able to log in. Let's see logs again. Logs, events, system events. Admin login successful. You see, now we don't have any blocks or anything for this particular PC. Now same thing we will try to log in from our machine, this 222. Authentication failed. See if any errors came. Login failed. So from which machine I am trying? I am trying from 222. Trying via HTTPS. It is getting failed. So that's how you can restrict IP to particular IP is only allowed. See, if you want to block any IP from accessing a firewall, you can do it from local in policy, which I'll show you later. But as of now, how to restrict access to particular trusted host, we can do it from system administration profiles. See, each admin can have different access. See, now this particular PC I am not able to access lab admin, but I will be able to access specific user. See, from the same PC I am able to access specific users, right? Because on a specific user I don't have any trusted host. When you don't have any trusted host, every user is allowed. Okay, is it clear? Hello everyone. So I assume no one is having any questions. We are accessing our firewall for our from our LAN environment user. So whenever user is typing HTTPS in his browser, he is getting a HTTPS error. Then he need to click on advanced and then click on proceed with risk and all, because this particular firewall management interface has some certificate which is not installed in our user trusted certificate folder. Okay, so we are getting the certificate error. So to overcome with this error, we have multiple options: either to purchase certificate from third party like GoDaddy or anyone, purchase a public certificate and install it in a firewall, or we have another option. As this is a locally managed firewall within a LAN environment by a LAN users or company users, so we can install a root CA in our Microsoft or we can use any third party like open source SSL root SSL certificate, or we can use any other software like XCA or anything, and we can generate a root CA and we can generate a CSR and install the certificate. So for to install a certificate, there are three steps. First, generate a CSR, download that particular CSR, and give that CSR to CA server for sign. Once a CA server gives you signed signed CSR and CSR, CA certificate, import that signed cert and CA certificate to a firewall. These three steps you need to do for this certificate installation process. After you have certificate installed in a firewall, you need to bind this particular certificate to HTTPS settings. Okay, so first we'll go with the CSR. In our environment, we are using a XCA software. If you have any other experience with any other certificate softwares, you can go with that. That's not an issue. Okay, so first we'll download a CSR in our environment. So open our lab now. We are not doing anything with this now. So I have already have. Let me show you how to do with XCA. Delete everything. Certificate signing request if you have anything. See, in this particular labs, our firewall doesn't support higher encryptions algorithms, so we are going with lower encryption algorithms because it is not licensed firewalls. It will not support higher encryptions. First we'll create a CS certificate, new certificate, CS certificate. Go with the subject. Initial name is root CA. Country India, state Telangana, locality Hyderabad, organization name lab, Shin unit IT, common name root CA, email address not required. Then generate a new key. We are using a 512 bit key. Okay, 512 bits. Create, because our firewall supports 512 bytes, which is not recommended, but yeah, in a lab environment we are doing, but you have options to do like 2048, 4096 also came now. Then go with the extension certificate authority. How many years time range you want for this certificate? CA 3 years. Okay, now we created a root CA. Now we need to see root CA is not how to do a root CA installation in Microsoft is not in this syllabus. Any questions? Anyone had no questions, right? Now we'll generate a CSR. go to systems, certificate, generate a CSR. So certificate name, any name you can give. I am giving HTTP cert as per now. IP of a firewall. From what IP we are accessing firewall? We are using 223. Organization unit, IT, organization name, lab, locality, Hyderabad, Telangana. See, your for what location you are creating the certificate and all, you need to choose everything. Country, India. Email address I am not giving. Subject alternate name, as per now I am not giving. You see, in this particular firewall, we don't have options to do any other things like any other bits. There is only this supported. Okay, then click on OK. With this, we generated a CSR. Now the next step is to download a CSR. Sign this CSR. Download this CSR. Keep it. Go to our root CA software. Import downloaded CSR. This is the downloaded CSR. Okay. Sign this downloaded CSR using a root CA software. Okay. We will use a lower encryption because our firewall won't support. This is HTTPS server. And entity 1 year validity. Okay. That's all. Now go to this, and this is our signed certificate. Export. We can export directly from here. PIN certificate also no issue. Okay. Now we need to import a certificate back. Certificate. Import a certificate with a local certificate. Upload. Downloads. See, this was our CSR and this is our signed certificate. Open. Create. Okay. So with this we have created our certificate. If you see, we have all the what all options we have. We have common name, which is IP address of a firewall, organization, IT, locality, everything. Whatever we gave in a CSR will be there. Then who is the issuer? Issuer is a root CA. Okay, validity from today to next year validity it is. Okay, then close this. Now we need to import a root CA as well. Export a root CA. Okay. Root CA also we need to import in our firewall. A root CA. Okay. So with this we got one root CA and one certificate. This particular certificate which we generated a CSR, we need to bind with our HTTPS settings in a firewall. If you come down, you see as of now firewall is having self-signed HTTP certificate. You can bind with our new certificate. Okay. Click on OK. That's all. And now whenever you try to access a firewall with HTTPS, you will not see HTTP error. But in lab environment, you cannot do this